So we're back. We're gonna be playing Ace Attorney. We're right where we left off last time. We're gonna be going to court today. Okay. Hopefully, audio's good. Everything's good. All right, we're going to court. Adrian did it. That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Mia, we must get a complete acquittal today. I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. It's him. This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney, the day of the trial. Maya, she's unarmed, right? Well, unharmed, probably. Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait. The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer dude? Who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Right, Pinocchio. Court is now in session of the trial of Matt and Garde. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Ms. Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? For real, Your Honor. Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman? What? No, literally, shot? What? Somehow. I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. Is that Edward? That's good for you. You're... I thought he'd show up. Is it Edward? Hey, it's my man, Edward. Your Honor, due to the circumstance, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking your place. Ooh, my boy Edgeworth, he back. The prosecution is ready, naturally. All right, Edgeworth, we'll see. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Okay. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Angarde. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Do you know how crazy it'd be if, like, Edward was the fucking, like, killer or some shit? That'd be wild. Even though I know it's not, but... Anyway, now then. The prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Witness, your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct for now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe? The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Bare facts of the case. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. No, me too. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room. Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their room, sir. I see. Miss Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Bare facts of the case. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, detective. Damn, why my health all the way down? Because of the... It's probably because of the locks I had to go through. Man. Anyway. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. Okay. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt Angarde's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Oh, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. Angarde. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. Okay, after looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. The cause of death? Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now a real pose attention would be drawn here to this bandana. Banana? His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes. I see his banana-scented bandana. Then what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Okay, time of death, 8:15, strangled with a scarf and stabbed with a knife. Okay, at first we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? I see. So much for my theory then. Empty, there's some water, but only on the top of the lid bears Corrida's fingerprints. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. How are you just gonna rule that out? What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it literally? So where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. Why the fuck would he just take the case? So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. that guitar kit was empty even before he got to the hotel. But what the? Why the fuck? Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. Yeah, sure it doesn't. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt Angarde? Because there was no reason to suspect him. Wait. Oh, I think he said because there was enough reason to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edward's back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe. Please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Why arrest Angarde? Matt Angarde and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the gem and ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Angarde's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. Wait, what if, like, you know, in that, you know how, like, hold on, oops. Like, you know how, like, oops, okay, didn't mean to do that, but, like, I think it's one of these photos, but, like, I remember, like, they were eating in the hotel, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we don't got a photo? Okay, well, anyway, I'm pretty sure they were, like, eating in that room, like, Matt Angarde's room or whatever. So they could have taken, like, the utensils that they used and, like, just, like, I don't know, fucking switch them out or some shit. Like, use the utensils that he used to eat or whatever, and then just pin the crime on him. I don't know, maybe. Which makes this a wait, the defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. Okay, knife bears the victim's blood and Angarde's fingerprints. In the grip, Gatewater is engraved. And there's his button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And this is the blood, and is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? Gem and Ninja's button added to the court record was ripped from his costume, is covered in Corrida's blood, found in Angarde's hakama. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Edgeworth. Ready to give in yet, right? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like, just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Grr. Yeah, they were. But in terms of popularity, Mr. Angarde won, did he not? Yeah. But you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Corrida was always one step behind Mr. Angarde in everything. This year, it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. But Mr. Corrida lost the Grand Prix in the end. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Angarde was beating Mr. Corrida in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eye, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. You get him right. Yes, I quite agree. Well, detective? It's not, well... I guess if you put it like that, then yeah, the defendant wouldn't have had a motive. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edwards, sir. I look forward to your pension negotiations. Please. Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony. No, not my poor pension too. Please. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? Hello, anyone? As for evidence, there's the gem and ninja's button. Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? Huh? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off of the Jammin Ninja's costume. Huh? But can't you tell just by looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward. Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir. Alright, I knew it had to be this. I knew it. It had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal. That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Angarde's Hakama. When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found. We rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found this button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks unlike some people. Alright, Edgeworth. Chill the fuck out. Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? Not for real. Trying to square up, Edgeworth? The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, is that what you mean? Is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is the defendant the owner of this knife then? The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. How the fuck do you know my client bought the knife? There is no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal, this isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix. Yes. There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully, before it's too late. A button covered in the victim's blood, and a knife with Angarde's fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battles, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in the testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix? Alright. Let's see. Let's look through our shit. Button. Ceremony. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Okay. Empty, there's some water, but on the top of the lid. Versus fingerprints found next to the victim. No signs but drank. Button. Deceased. Was for Susan no hidden. Drop from the strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. Bears the victim's blood and Angarde's fingerprints in the grip. A gate water is engraved. Was ripped from his costume, is covered in Cordelia blood. Hold on. Wait, what about the tomato? Can't that just be tomato juice? Hold on. There's literally tomato juice everywhere. Well, it says it was the victim's blood. Y'all did a lab on that? Like, I don't know. Oh no, oh no. It's like literally just ketchup, please. That'd be really funny. Okay. Deep thought the other guy was in his way. That's enough motive and logic. As for evidence with the button, it was ripped off and found in Hakama. We're also all over the knife. How the fuck do you know that he bought the knife? Like, where's the receipt of that? Literally, how does that make that a premeditated murder? But anyway. Well, no, like, yeah, if you bought it, but like... Hmm. Even if you bought the knife, sorry about this, in some pocket knife, it doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. What does that literally have to do with anything? I'm cool. Okay, well, it has to do something with the end, but like, how the fuck do you know my client bought the fucking knife? Oh, well, I guess because it says Gatewater. I mean, we were at the Gatewater Hotel or whatever, right? So yeah, so I didn't buy shit. It's literally just from the hotel. Right? That's what it is? Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand. That's what I'm saying, but it's just from the hotel. That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel, the Gatewater Hotel. Excuse me. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. That's what I was saying. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit, this knife is a hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't know. Oh. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room. He's like, sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There is a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Ungarde. That's what I was saying! That his room had, like, shit in it or whatever. Especially when what was on top of his table. A fork and a knife. There's something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Ungarde's knife was missing. Mr. Angarde has gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. All right, Edgeworth. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well, Phoenix. The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we enter with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court? Shit. Do I? Let me... Do I? Something important to show. I don't think I got nothing to show. Hold on. Let's see. Anything? Well, I have to say I have something to show, right? Time of death, 8:15. 6, 8. Don't know. Do I? Like, I don't think I do, but I might. Like, I don't know. Is it somebody? What if I click not right now? more than I can't even say it. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright. I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one. What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. Oh! All of my health? You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court? Girl, I don't know. Like, what? What the fuck am I supposed to show this? I really don't know. Dang. Ain't no way. I have to go through all that again? Oh my fucking gosh. Bruh. Literally, what would be the important piece of evidence? I couldn't tell you. Literally, hold on. What would be the important piece of evidence for real? Hmm. You know, it might be that. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, I don't think I did anything. I think I just like pressed him. Yep, we're gonna save right here. Wait, what? Was that not it? Hold on. Oh, this one. Dang it. You know, say actually I do. Maybe this. So like, cause then this is about the beautiful manager AA, right? So then it could be then I'm trying to pin it on her, right? Just to like, to get the fire, to get the heat off my client. Maybe that's what I gotta present. Or not. I lied. Okay, I lied. Bruh. What is the important piece of evidence I gotta show there? I don't know what evidence it is, but like what catches our attention? Important piece of evidence that I gotta show the court? Like, hmm. I don't, I think, did I use that one? I don't know. Hmm. not about to go down the list, just going one by one, for real. Girl, I don't know. We're gonna be going one by one because I don't know what the piece is. Like, what is it? You know what? I don't know. We're gonna be here a minute. Cause I don't even know, I don't know what it is. What is the important piece of evidence though? We did that. We did use that one. You know what? Let's go with the tomato juice because I don't fucking know, bro. Okay, period. This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. Yeah. Oh, is it the unopened thing? Is that what it? Cause I was thinking that. I was like, that tomato juice is like unopened, but I don't know. Okay. The scene is a mess. Oh, well, I guess that too. Like everything's like messy except those two glasses, but yeah. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over with everything else is this wine glass. Yeah. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Ryu? Go ahead, Phoenix. Well, what do you all have to say? Oh, well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? No. Without thinking? No, because she's like super anxious or whatever the fuck. Yeah, so no. There's no way. If I appear weak here, the trial's over. I can look for my proof later. It just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Wait, what? We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edwards, do you have any proof to back up your claim? Oh, okay, yeah. There's no way he hasn't. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then... Of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? Excuse me. There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of Adrian Andrews. What? A wine glass updated, found next to the victim and sold tomato juice, bears Andrews' fingerprints. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Thanks for following. Thanks for following, Cozy Lens. Nothing much, just playing Ace Attorney. This is why I said the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding a glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. I guess it's possible. Yeah, everything's good. How's y'all's day going? But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. Okay. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Now do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenario that explains everything all too well. I thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. What? Heck nah. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes, bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? The stream's good. Hopefully y'all's day is going good. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Please. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Gotcha. I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, edgy boy, it's been, what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet, it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand? I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything, even things that don't have to do with the terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Shush, I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madam. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Ahem. Anyway, witness your testimony, please. Honestly, I play I think I play more like storyline games like this. Well, this is like a point and click kind of game, but I usually play like storyline games. Yeah, that's really all. Honestly, I think that's like all I really play. Like storyline games, like maybe like, for example, like Sunhaven, like cozy games kind of thing. Sunhaven, things like that. Yeah, like as of right now, those are the games I usually play. Storyline. It's true what they say that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me, I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida. But those two were the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well. Please tell the court that what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard, eh? Matt on guard. Well, on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. Interesting. So Mr. On guard came out from the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of him. Why? I guess. Some of my hobbies are like I like well, one of them is like playing games, like painting, watching anime, things like that. Yeah, I think those are most of my hobbies. Reading, that too, yeah. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show, but I refused to help. I'll have you know it was for the lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails. Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on. Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me, so I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door? There was something I was interested in finding out, you know? What was that? Something you were interested in? And just what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know? It's top secret between me and Juan. Oh, and Edgy Poo, of course. Mr. Edward, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. It looks like we should enforce it right now. And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Corrida's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report. In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? Oh, okay. Thanks for joining the Discord. Appreciate it. There's not really anyone there, but yeah. Yeah, you can ask a question. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of... Wait. Okay, yeah. Press. Okay, there we are. Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sunny. The man that came out of Juan's room, he was. I'm too scared, I can't say his name out loud. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now. Well, I didn't tell you, since he was such a bad boy anyway. It was on guard. Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yes, see? Really? Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. The person's clothes. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are, really, as if something like that matters. But it does. Now, what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket. Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right. So, Mr. Wright, was his testimony just now important or irrelevant in any way? Was it important? It didn't really do much. Was important, it was not important, it was very important. I don't know. Oh no, I'm good, but thanks for asking. It was not important, it was very important. It didn't really give me much, it just gave me what he's wearing that right now, so it was not important. I guess it really wasn't that important after all. Miss Wright, do you know why we say time is valuable? If not, I suggest you learn. You wasted 3 minutes of this woman's youth. That's more valuable than gold to me. Why do I suddenly feel old in the presence of her childish whining? She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. That's bad for us, really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has a tendency to jump off topic. She's strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. I made sure. That's so much fun. Definitely this. Is it this? Okay, it doesn't. I'm sorry, Judge. Okay, I guess it's not. No, but it's definitely this. It's something I was interested in finding out about, you know. I just use this. So I guess... Okay, oh, wait. Wait, no. Is it not that? I don't know. What would it be then? Is it this? Maybe? Okay, no. That's also wrong. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. What was it? There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Okay, well, what was it? Or maybe I just gotta ask the other questions. Yeah, probably. What the person was carrying. What was the man you saw carrying? In which hand, his right or left? Or his left? Oh no, this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question. Indeed. Please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright. Sorry, what was the man you saw carrying in his right hand? Ah, he wasn't carrying anything in that hand. Then how about his left? Empty. Well, this whole thing has been a whole lot of nothing. So, Mr. Wright, was his testimony just now important or relevant in any way? No, it wasn't that important. I guess it really wasn't that important after all. Mr. Wright, do you know da-da-da? She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. But for us, but until the human mind is, it also has to jump off topic. Okay, what? Something I was interested in finding out. Hmm. I already used this and it wasn't that. Hmm. What were you interested in? Let me go with her. Excuse me. Excuse me. Great. Well. Hmm. Hmm. It's this, but what is it? I use this. I use this. What's over here? There was something I was interested in finding out, you know? And then I clicked on the girl. That wasn't it either. Hmm. Finding out. Okay, you know what? Let's ask one more time. Let's see the last thing. The person's face. Let's go with that. And his effeminate lips, his right eye covered by his silky hair, his sparkling shining teeth. His teeth were shining? Well, he's shining all around in this week's pinup poster, dearie. This week's pinup. I don't care how he looks in this week's issue. Please stay with what you saw that night. What? Unguarded's face isn't the same no matter where it is. You know, you whippersnapper. Nah, it wasn't. Okay, so all three were nothing. Let me see, hold on. What did she say here? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. An edgy poo, of course. I just gossip. Look like we shouldn't force it right now. Hmm. What was post on that night? I'm gonna take out a few of the nails. The man of the glass seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and find my wings a little. And that's when I went to hang around the victims. Okay, but like, it's this. There was something I was interested in finding out. Literally, what was it? Or hold on, or is it this, and then it's this. In this case, psych, I lied, it's not that. Hmm. What is it though? Then it has to be that other one though. Like it has to be that one. Hmm. Okay, we use this. Hmm. You know what? Let's see. I don't know. Okay, wrong. Okay. And we're gonna be here a minute, guys. Okay, we use that, we use that. What does this map have to do with anything? Lobby, gorilla on guard. Empty, there was some water, but only on top of the lid. There was something I was interested in finding out. Andrew's fingers. Oh wait, hold on a second. Could be this, and then I could use with the whole time. Okay, psych, I lied. Just give me a second, guys. What would it literally be though? Oh. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, so I did have to ask. Okay, that one. I should have probably done that too. Because like at the time he was supposed to be wearing his costume, right? That was like the whole point. Yeah, because if you saw him like that at the time of that, like at the hotel, he was supposed to be wearing his costume. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. Don't you see, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I requested what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness. But alright, witness, please. Oh, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. Are you sure that the defendant was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it. See, she is so sure of herself. She is so sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption. She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. That's bad for us, really bad, but that's how the human mind is. It also da-da-da-da. She's straight onto a few interesting. It's a pseudo lady. That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Hold on. Is now the time? Oh wait. Oh my god, I keep doing that. Is now when I can like... Oh wait. Now can I finally do this? Oh my god, I swear. Okay, I lied. Psych. That was wrong. Miss Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? Oh, it's button number 2 on Jammin Ninja's costume. Now I know she's obsessed. She's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. For real. Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Enguarde's body during a full body search. See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal Enguarde. It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai Hakama pants. See? See? And Enguarde is the nickel samurai. Witness. Now it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Enguarde, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Ah, I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wear the trendier shit, oh, Now he's got style. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Enguarde, the man, but Mr. Enguarde, the nickel samurai. But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway. Miss Oldbag, this is very important. This is a very important point we're talking about. Edgy Poo, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Alright, if you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. Real. Enguarde, Enguarde. Yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai, that's right. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn the nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things. But but the possibility does exist. Ah, youngins today, I told you there's no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so. And what I say is the truth, right? Right. At least she's just as a delightful witness as she was a year ago, for real. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Talk about. On guard, yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume. Da da da, hold on. Yes, now I remember, hold on. Hold it. Would you please get on with your testimony? Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that with an elder? You take my youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. A what? A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone to see. He's the Nickel Samurai. She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. Mr. Edward, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick to just the facts. Okay. You promise, right? Right. I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. Damn. Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket and now he's not? Not too long ago? Then let me ask you this. Why were you itty-bitty? When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what? See? And look where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough? Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. It would have been convenient. And why would that be? Well, I guess it wouldn't be that convenient. Well, that way no one could see his face, of course. Yeah, but like there's blood and shit. And then he has to go on stage soon anyway. So like that would be really inconvenient actually. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. Literally. You are such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. Right. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in your testimony and sitting in plain sight. The question is, what that contradiction means for us. We'll have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. So he must have worn that when he was stabbing. Let me see that photo. Well, there's fingerprints, and he's wearing gloves. So his fingerprints wouldn't be on that if he was wearing the costume. So he must have worn that costume when he was stabbing for Juan. Psych? No. So it's either I gotta show the knife again, or it's that photo. Well, anyway, and if it was, there should be blood on his costume then. Okay, period. That's what I thought. Okay, period. Okay, please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a nice big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, no, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? Hold on. Save. Okay. You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Excuse me. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I am driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? If Mr. Angard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, he would literally, his fingerprints wouldn't be on the thing. That's what I'm saying. Because yeah. Then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Exactly. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints off on this knife right off. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves. Exactly, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. Why the fuck would he do that? Literally, why the fuck would he incriminate himself? And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? Literally, like what? That don't make no sense. There's no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. Uh-huh. Oh, like he was eating there with him? Is that what we're getting at? He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edwards' theory? So let me get this straight. Edwards' theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Why would he go there? Hold on. There anything that contradicts that? Actually, he could have gone to ask if this was true about this tabloid, right? Because that's his manager. It could be. Now there. Think about it one more time. There are no problems. Are there any problems with this theory? That you just went there to have a chat with him? I mean, I guess it's not like a problem, but why would he take off his gloves just to chat with him? Like, literally, why? Why would he do that? What if I say there are no problems? Let's say. I can't see any real problem with this theory, but if you let Edwards' theory stand, then we're on. So look at the court record and take a shot at it. Yeah, I just have to think about it one more time. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no. Oh, and now up to this point, I had no. Well, I guess there's a contradiction. I don't know where, but this theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. Oh yeah, that it was premeditated, right? That's what it is, right? What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Angard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. And the reason is... I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, because like it was like right after, so it was soon, right? It has to be this. Okay, psych, I lied. Naturally, you point to the one piece with the least value with such vigor. Vigor? Enjoy your youth while you can. Humans don't live forever, neither do lawyers. Oh, damn, guys. My bad. I thought it was that for a second. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a contradiction, but what is it though? What is the contradiction? Mm-hmm. Mm. Without intent? Hmm. Hmm. It's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. But okay. How was it impossible? Hmm. How was it impossible that they went into that room without intent? What shows that they had intent? Hmm. What shows they had intent? Is it this? Okay, it's not that. Alright. Okay, then that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it was either one or the other. Yeah, and then the whole thing was like it was premeditated, right? Because of the fucking knife. Okay. This knife. This was used by Mr. Ungard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that, which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corrida. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? Literally, he wouldn't, would he? Mm-hmm. Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition one. The way that lady is literally like this. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife, not fingerprints. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Yeah. Order, I say. Order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To hide the murder method. To frame Matt Ungard. Why would the murderer do such a thing? Not to frame him. It's not to hide the murder method, because like they figured it out anyway, so it's to frame him. It's to frame my client, Mr. Ungard, of course. To frame? Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Excuse me. Witness? Please, you're just like, looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, edgy poo? Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mix up Mr. Ungard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. Yeah, she was waiting for Miss AA. Alright then, who were you waiting around for then? Adrian. Oh my god. That's top secret to anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida, am I right, witness? Am I correct, witness? The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I? What am I an amateur of? So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room, but it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. Maybe Phoenix, maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think me is hinting at, certainly possible Miss Old Bag. You were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? It's her! That's what I was trying to do earlier. Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Engarde's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is, I see. That just seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt. The witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness? What in the world are you? Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I've got some information, some very secret information from a certain source. Certain source? So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, however, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about the secret information. Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. That Engarde is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to getting close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? It's in the article. What? The defendant sent his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court. What? Nobody's above gossip. I know I ain't. And isn't there a saying? The truth is never pleasant. Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful, the old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right, Engarde is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Alright, secret information. The Engarde is one evil, evil man. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. But the name of the magazine this comes from is Gossipland. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% true. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, Engarde will get me to say touche. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? I wasn't asking about the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that Angar thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. To do that, he sent his own man to get in close to Swan. You don't have any proof that Mr. Angar did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything. But boy, do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Angar didn't bear any ill will? Do we have evidence for that? Can you show me proof that Angar didn't bear any ill will towards Swan? I don't... It could be that? It could be that. Can you show me that Angar didn't bear any ill? I guess I can't show that. Decline the offer to present. I don't have anything to offer. See, just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want whenever I want, silly boy. Me and my big mouth. That's the way the cookie crumbles for you anyway. The third trick, so I took action. So what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room. I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson, something you youngins need. Excuse me? Excuse me. You were going to teach her a good lesson? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this. No, stop! Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that nobody else but you and me know. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet? If that's true, then how did you know the secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bag get such a secret piece of information? Press further. If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information, you won't get to go home today. Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me. What do I have to do with this? What do I have to do with this? Is crazy being the prosecution. Just do this for me. You'll get your reward. I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice. The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It seemed impossible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. And he lectures me on reckless blabbering? No, for real, what the fuck was that? As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning. Where did Old Bag get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure it out. Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way. Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now. There has to be something we can catch her on. Yeah, when I find it, I'm going to press the heck out of it. Hmm. And how did you know it, Miss Oldbag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. Witness! I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Hmm. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it. That's the note. Ah, no, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. Now you are the one who took Miss Hart's note? I'm a huge fan of Juan, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that Eva on guard. She said so herself. On guard. I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Right. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just once. She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness. You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag. Wait, hold on. Okay, Miss Oldbag. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Oh shit, what else did she steal? Let's see. This? No. What else would she have stolen? Is it this again? Lotta's camera was stolen on the night of the murder. Hopefully that's correct. Wait, what? Oh. Miss Oldbag. That note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie 1600 camera disappeared on me." Why, witness? What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too. It looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Oh, that's... What, even I look like this? I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card and that's when I noticed it said Slimeback Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. Right. Bailiff, check the camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. Excuse me. Oh? This is the Nickel Samurai. See, I told you, that's the guy I saw. This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Lotta's photo added to the court record. What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Angard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai— No, that shit is dragging! That shit is dragging. Bro, it's the lady. It's the woman. It's AA. It's her. Because that shit is dragging. And if it was the dude, that shit would be perfectly— It would be above ground, actually. Because he's, like, I don't know. It's gotta be the girl. It's gotta be AA. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. No, that shit is dragging. How did it come to this? How did it come to that? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? Wrong. Is this photo really— If this photo is— It's not. But if I raise an objection and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. It's not. But I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. It's dragging. There's something strange with it. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is something strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus, so why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts? Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo strange? The shit that's dragging on the floor right here. This shit is dragging. It shouldn't be doing all that. I will. I know that's right. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And what does that mean? The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Angard. Exactly. Too short. Too short. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care enough to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Exactly. Exactly. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, they're dragging. It's clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. I know that's right. Alright, I think I've turned this thing around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh, what is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself as if he's along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. Well, this is Von Karma's case, technically. So he's probably like, you know what? He's probably like rooting for me. He's probably like, you know what, Phoenix? Take this case. Because it's going to be under Von Karma's name and it's going to ruin her like perfect streak or whatever. I mean, I already ruined it, but it's going to be, she's not going to defeat me. Like, she hasn't. But anyway, I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all. Nah, he's just chilling because this is Von Karma's case. Where does Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt Angard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you've proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt Angard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Is a photo of Miss Girl? Who is the person wearing that Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? It's Miss Girl. Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who Nico Samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it is? It must be Miss Andrews. What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. Angard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Angard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Angard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say that what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Clock it, clock it. Order, order, order. It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Oh shit. Oh shit! Oh, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that too, Phoenix. Don't you worry. If I don't get a verdict today, then Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Wait and see. Raise an objection. Let's raise an objection. Now then. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not. Oh. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edward? He's like, I already got it. Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. He's like, bitch, I already had that girl under this shit. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan. Even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey Lex. Nothing much, just playing Ace Attorney. What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution lobby. She's the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow, I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly. Very well, we will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Okay, period. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. We finished the first part. Good. Save. Yes, sir. Save, please. Wait a minute. Okay. Low? Okay. No way, not cool. Okay guys, but I think I'm gonna leave it there. Like, we did the first part of the trial. Maybe tomorrow or like whenever I get back on, we'll continue with the next part of the trial. So yeah guys, hopefully like you guys enjoy like watching me play, and if you do, you know, hit me a little follow,